back to my channel. So on today's video, I decided that I'm gonna try to do the UK girl makeup, or at least implement some of the UK girl makeup ideas and tips into my makeup routine and see if the result is anything different than what I usually do. So let's get right into this. I'm gonna start with my primer. I'm using, what's this? POREfessional, Benefit POREfessional primer. Gonna put that all over my face. Right, and then I'm going to use another primer. This is the E.l.f. This is E.l.f. Puff Puff primer. You would think I know the names of all these things because I do use it on a regular basis. E.l.f. Puff Puff primer, and put that on top. Right, great, perfect. Then another like primer again, but I'm literally gonna use Pixi primer, and it's a Pixi Illuminating primer because the one thing I noticed about like some, not I wouldn't say all of them, but like I noticed a lot of like the TikTok makeup or Instagram makeup has like the highlighted points of the face. So I'm really just gonna take the illuminating primer and put it where I would usually highlight. And I know a lot of people don't like to highlight anymore, but I am not a lot of people. I like to highlight. So let's get into this. I know that I have seen a lot of girls, they start off with concealer, right? I would see them start off with concealer under the eyes, and I'm gonna be using E.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer in the color Deep Chestnut. I like this color because it has a yellow undertone, at least I think it does, and I think that yellow undertones look best on my skin from what I've tried. It just doesn't make me look like an orange ball. So I'm gonna take that and I'm just gonna go right in. Okay, I think I've already done something wrong. So the one thing I noticed is they don't. Okay, so I'm gonna just not do it the whole way. I'm gonna clean up that side and clean up that side. So I always see them cut it, and they don't usually go this far, but I forgot. But I've seen them cut that, and they usually will go in with a lighter one in the middle. But what I'm gonna do is I am gonna take a lighter one, but I'm gonna take a little bit because I am gonna do this over my foundation again, and the lighter concealer I have is really light. I'm using the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop in Warm Honey. It's extremely light, so I'm literally only gonna use a dot of this right in the middle. And from what I've seen, a lot of girls use a brush to do this. So I'm gonna use a brush, see how I like that. And if I don't, I will go right back over with a beauty blender. But regardless, I am gonna go over with a beauty blender. Just so that I know that it looks good in person, not just on camera. Because I feel like sometimes the makeup I see people, I mean not everybody, but I feel like sometimes the makeup can look good on camera, but when it gets in person, it looks cakey. So I'm still doing what the UK girls do, at least what I think they do. but I'm trying to make sure that it looks good in person as well. Okay, so I'm using this brush, but I'm gonna go back in with a beauty blender just because this foundation, this concealer is way lighter than my complexion. That's why I'm like, let me go in with this beauty blender just to make sure it doesn't look crazy. Because yes, it can look nice on camera, but like I said, I want it to look good in person as well. Okay, this is what we're looking like. And I am using the E.l.f. sponge. I really love this sponge. Really love this sponge. I've never tried the regular beauty blender, but I like this sponge, so. I clean that up. This is what it looks like. Like I said, I'm trying to make sure it looks good in person too and not just on camera. So now we're gonna get into foundation. So for foundation, I'm gonna be using the NYX Total Control Pro Drops, and I use this in the color Mocha. This is, I think, my exact shade. However, because I know I'm going really light with the concealer, I'm gonna add a drop of a darker foundation. This is like a regular beauty supply store foundation. I'm gonna add it into my foundation because I know that I'm using really bright concealer, so I want my face to kind of like have a contrast and not just all look like really light. Because I mean, like, regardless, I want it to look like it blends well. So I'm just mixing on my hand a drop of the NYX Total Control and Mocha and the Ruby Kisses. This is like the darkest shade that they offer, so I'm mixing a drop of that into my foundation just to make sure it's a little bit darker. I just like to have that contrast whenever I do my foundation. Not everybody likes that, I do. So I like it to blend but still like look nice. And again, I've seen them always use brushes for this stuff, so I am gonna do what they do where they use brushes, but I'm gonna go back in with a beauty blender just to blend it a little bit more. So let's apply that. And I don't apply foundation to my forehead at all. I literally just apply it to the bottom of my face. So as you can see, right now it looks accurate. From what I've seen, a lot of girls say that whenever you're applying your foundation, they want you to pat in and not swipe. So we're gonna try that. We're gonna try to pat and not swipe. But either way, I am gonna go back in with my beauty blender. This is me kind of just applying it. And again, this is my attempt, okay? This is me attempting to do this without like the video right in front of me. Because I'm just kind of going with it off of like the various videos that I've seen of UK makeup. So hopefully it's kind of accurate. I'm just gonna, whatever residuals, but nothing crazy. Because I don't really like to put foundation on my forehead or anything like that. Okay. I think this is good enough. So what I do, this is not a UK girl. I mean, maybe it is. Maybe it is. But what I do is I take my Morphe setting spray and I spray my face, right? And then I put that in. that's just kind of what I do like after most rows of this. Spray it and fill it in. So off to the main part, the concealer again. But as you notice that I tried not to put foundation where I had already applied the concealer. I tried to just apply the foundation in the lower areas of my face. But let's get into what they usually do. So the one video I saw on TikTok, I forgot her name, but I think it was like the Real Dior or something like that. I saw that she, again, this is me going off of memory, but from the videos I've seen, they do the same thing that I did earlier, but they let it sit. So what I am gonna do is I'm gonna use a different concealer this time because I did apply concealer the first time, so I'm gonna use a different one. And I'm going to use the regular NYX HD Photo Finish concealer in the color Deep Golden. I've been using this for a minute, so I like it. It's not pigmented. It's not a ultra full coverage concealer, but just gonna put that there. And then I'm gonna go back in with the very, very bright concealer, the NYX Can't Stop, Won't Stop in Warm Honey. And I'm gonna put that right there. I low-key could be doing this in the wrong order. I probably could, but regardless, both concealers are lighter than my complexion, so yeah. They both can be lighter than my complexion. They're both lighter than my complexion, so yeah. And what I do know, they let this sit for a little bit. So while that is sitting, I'm going to contour. So for contouring, I use Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define in the color C18. And I'm gonna apply that directly to my face. I know some people don't. I'm gonna apply it directly to my face. One tip I saw was somebody said to press in your cheek where you feel your teeth, and then use that as like a guideline for where the concealer should be, the contour should be applied. Right, I think I kind of brought it down a little bit too much. And do a little bit here, nothing crazy. I don't bring this down like that with the actual concealer thing. I just, this is me. This is what works for me. Plus testing out the UK girls makeup hacks. So I'm just gonna kind of blend that out a little bit. So let's blend this out. So again, I'm using the brush because that's what I've seen them use. And they swear by brush for full coverage. But I am gonna go back in with a beauty blender just to blend the edges and stuff. And bring that down a little bit. Like I get more of a seamless, like I can actually wear this outside in the daylight when I use a beauty blender, at least after. So that's that. And now I'm gonna blend out my contour. contour and blending upwards. Okay, so what I'm noticing is this is not as bright as I've seen the other girls do it. So I'm gonna go in with one more layer. And then you're like, girl, what? Yes, I'm going in with one more layer because it's not as bright as I've seen the UK girls do it. And I know they're going with powder, so I'm gonna go in with powder regardless. But I'm like, if I'm at this step and it's not bright, then let me just try and make it a little bright. So I went back in with the warm honey by itself, and I put it on my hand, and I'm just going in a little bit, trying to make sure it's clean while I do it as well. Hopefully, this don't look a mess. But what I am gonna do, Morphe, spray that, blend it out. Okay, so what we're gonna do, I'm gonna go in with a little bit more contour just because I can, because it's my face. It's my face, and I can. And I'm just blending this in with an angled brush. It's doing something. It's doing a little something. And what I'm actually gonna do is use an eyeshadow palette. I'm using the Nubia 2 eyeshadow palette using the color Kenya as a contour. Yeah. Okay, what's next? I be like going blank sometimes with this makeup stuff. Especially when you haven't done your makeup in a long time, you kind of just be forgetting certain steps. Not trying to do that on purpose. But I'm using Mercier powder in the color medium deep. And then I'm also gonna use black Radiance in the color banana. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my beauty blender and put the Mercier powder on my small lines, or whatever you want to call it, laugh lines, small lines, laugh lines, something like that. Just gonna take that, get off the excess, and put that on that part. This is like face complexion color, so I'm using that. But then, to do how the girlies do, I'm gonna use banana powder. This is from Black Radiance. I always see them use brushes. For the most part, I see most of them use brushes. I'm going to take this, take the excess, even though I didn't get all the excess off, but most of the excess, and I'm going to put that under my eye. I'm trying to kind of pat it in, but I do have a lot on my brush. So I patted it in first, right? First, And then I'm going to kind of like bake, but not really. Yes, that's doing its thing. It's not gonna do its thing for a long time, but it's doing its thing. And then I'm gonna do my stuff. What I like to do, I like to cause I have moles on my face. I think they're genetic, I don't know. So all the moles that I covered, not all of them, but some of them, I literally go in with, yes, I'm telling you a secret. I go in with black eyelash glue, and that is how I put my moles back onto my face. The ones that are already there. Keep that in mind. I'm not in off freckles. I'm literally just going over the moles that I already have. So wherever I already have a mole, I'm literally going over it instead of wiping off the makeup. Yes, you can't really see it, but see, that is a mole that is already there that I just made invisible again. So this is on my face. I'm gonna wipe this off my face. Right. One thing. This looks good in person though. I think I just need to wipe off a little bit more with a more concentrated brush. A brush. Just so I'm not getting like excessive flashback, and I'm gonna go in with a little bit more. Just because I can, but this is what we're looking like so far. I don't think it looks bad. I'm gonna highlight a little bit. Nothing crazy. I'm literally just gonna take my finger and take this like rose gold color and just put that there on my nose. And I know people are probably like, oh, you still highlight? I still highlight because I can. Because I can. Keep that in mind. I do it because I can. What am I gonna do? I'm just gonna brighten this up a little bit more. I kind of feel like I semi-tried, but at the same time, you know, I'm not from the UK. So I doubt I would look like I'm from the UK, because I'm not. But I'm gonna keep trying. I'm definitely gonna keep trying, keep practicing it to see how I can get it to be UK type of vibes. But what I am gonna do is I'm gonna line my lips and spray my face. So I'm gonna spray my face, and then I'm gonna put some more powder on because I do want it to be a little bit brighter than this. So I'm spraying my face, patting it in. I'm actually gonna try and see what it looks like if I use the beauty blender, if I get a brighter look. I do have a powder beauty blender from Real Techniques, but I haven't used it in a minute, so I don't really have it in my vicinity. But I'm gonna go in with this and see how that looks, if that gets that bright look that I'm going for. It's definitely giving bright. Let me wipe a little bit of that if there's any excess off. Yes, gonna use this is eyeliner from LA Girl in dark brown, and I'm gonna line my lips. But I did try. I tried to do what they do with their makeup. At least I attempted. But I'm doing my lips, and I lined my lips with a dark brown eyeliner, and then I'm gonna take concealer. Yes, concealer. And Warm Honey, the one that I use under my eyes. I know this looks crazy right now, but I promise you it will not look crazy when I'm done. So this is literally my lipstick routine. And I'll start. It's not going up like this. I know it looks crazy right now, but please rest assured that this will come together. This will all come together. I'm gonna take Stone from MAC, and I'm gonna go over this concealer. This is a matte, but it's very creamy, right? So I went over that, and then I'm going to take NK Gold Beauty Supply Store lip gloss. Nothing crazy. I'm gonna take off some of the excess on the outside of my lips, the part that's covering the liner. And then I'm gonna go in with NYX Butter Gloss to warm it up a little bit. Fix my lip liner a little bit more. Deepen it up. And I do have this Simon Glass lip gloss, just for a little bit more shine and to help me blend everything. I'm trying to figure out, is this everything? Is this everything? Spray my face. I think I'm missing something. I'm missing blush. So I'm gonna take Morocco from the Nubian 2 palette, and I'm gonna apply some of that to warm up my face. Because who doesn't like blush? So I feel like this doesn't look like UK Girls makeup. I tried out their stuff. I tried out their steps, but I definitely feel like I can get a lighter concealer, kind of, sort of, kind of. I tried. I think that is the important part. Is I attempted to do the UK girlies makeup, but I'm gonna look up what I'm actually gonna do is look up some differences, look up some of the pictures and see like the difference. Looking at my face, y'all tell me, do you think I did some UK girl-esque? Yes or no? I'm looking at some UK girls pictures and looking at it, it don't look that bright. So I'm thinking y'all are gonna have to tell me if this is kind of giving semi-UK girl. I'm literally looking at this girl's page. I love her makeup so much on Instagram. She has like one of the best makeup ever. Like literally the best beat faces I've seen, bro. Tamara_LDN on Instagram. And I'm looking at her pictures and I'm like, it's not as bright as I thought it was. It really isn't as bright. So I don't know. I tried. I think that is the most important part, is that I tried. This is me implementing some of the TikTok girls makeup. Hopefully you enjoyed this video and you stay tuned for more. And I'd love to hear from you guys about like what type of videos you'd like to see from me. So maybe leave those in the comments below. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you.